Okay, I'm going to run you through how to make what is the the fidget bearing female part. Now, this is the final result. If you're at this stage now, it means that you've already gone through a tutorial and you have Onshape and you're reasonably familiar with how to use it with Mr. Young. So, first, you've come up with your part studio. We don't need to see all of these. I'll leave the front plane open, but if you go over to the side here and click on the little eye, and we can get rid of the top and the right, and we're going to work with the front, and we're going to say a new sketch on this. Right click, view normal to plane. Now I'm going to zoom in quite a way here because this isn't the largest part and we need to be able to work with it comfortably. So first step, line. From our center datum point, we're going to make sure that line runs square across from that or on that horizontal plane, and we're going to click and make that 12.05, and I'll hit enter. As you can see, it's really quite small, so I'm going to zoom in again. And we need to make sure again that we're going straight up and down, not off at any angles here. So straight up and down. I'll click again, and this one is going to be 3. And then again straight along the horizontal plane, and I'll click anywhere there, and that's going to be 5.9. Straight up again. You'll see that little symbol off to the side that indicates that. Now this one is relatively small, it's only 0.6. Enter. Off on the horizontal plane, we're only going to go 2. Enter. Vertically, we're going to go 7. Enter. I'm just going to scroll out a little bit so we can see this a little better. And back in there, and on that horizontal plane we're going to go 4.15. Now these measurements are critical to be able to get, and if any sort of luck you should be going straight down and it will snap to the original line that we started and be at right angles as well. Now it's critical, these measurements are, or else it won't fit the bearing properly, won't fit inside, your spinner won't spin properly, so do make sure these are all correct before you carry on any further. Now next I'm going to make a line just somewhere along here, and I'll say click and drag that across and escape from that, and I'll make another one somewhere, click line again, somewhere along here, and I'll cut this line. Okay, escape. So I have 2 lines. And now I'm going to put a dimension on those. So if I click from this base point and then click on this line, we should be able to drag off and make that dimension 2. And the same again from that starting point to this line, and we're going to make that one 8.5. Now that we've got those 2 points, this is where we're going to make an arc. Now, a 3-point arc is the one we want. The first point, if we zoom in a little bit, is going to start right where this line meets that line. And you'll see both of them highlight, and that's where I'm going to start it. And then the same thing here. This one highlights, then the other one, the crossed over line, the intersecting line highlights, and we'll click there. Now the radius is going to come this way, not that way, this way, and we can click anywhere, but we're going to make that radius 20. Okay, now that we've got this complete, there are a number of lines we don't need now. So we go to the little snip tool, or trim tool as it's called, and we're going to zoom in here because I don't want to get rid of the wrong line. That one, that one, that one, and we come over, oops, this one and this one. So that should be the shape you're left with at this present time. One last thing before we do the revolve command is we're going to go to this little one here that says sketch fillet, and we're going to click on this one and that one, and it'll try to put a fillet in there. It says it's 0.4, but I'm going to change that one to 1 and say enter. So there is our sketch complete. We click the tick box, so we have our sketch, and then we go to the one up here. It's shaped a little bit like a donut, and it's called revolve. Now, the first thing it'll ask is the faces and the sketch regions to revolve. So we can drag a box over everything. Selects all those. Now, revolve axis. We click in this box, and we're going to click on this line here. And lo and behold, it's revolved around that line, and we're nearly there. So yes, we're happy with that. We are. One last process before we're finished. We need a hole in this top surface. So when we click on that surface, and then we can click sketch, and it gives us a sketch plane on that surface, and I am going to right click and say view normal onto sketch plane so I see it from the top. I'm going to click on the circle, center point circle, go from the center point, go out, and we're going to make that hole. This is important too, 5.15. Click enter, and we are happy with that sketch. We're going to just move it around a little bit so we can see we've got that sketch there, and we go to the extrude command. We're not adding or anything new. We're going to remove material. We're going to click on the sketch that we just made. We don't want it to go 25 mil deep. We only want it to go 6 mil deep. Enter. Click yes, and there it is. Your complete fidget bearing female.